In an earlier video, we created 2 quick measures, and it's considered best practice in Power BI to create measure groups when you create measures to locate your measures and make it easy for you to organize and find them. And so I want to look at creating a measure group. That's where I'm going to store my sales measures. And so to create a measures group, we go to Home in the ribbon and we go Enter Data. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to enter data. All we're going to do is give the table a name, and I want to call it Key Sales Measures because that's where I'm going to store any measures that are to do with sales. And when I go load, I'll eventually see in my fields list, alphabetically organized, is a Key Sales Measures table. Now I want to put the 2 sales quick measures I created in the earlier video into this group. So I'm going to open up the sales table, and here's average sales. To move average sales, you could right click, or if I click on average sales, look up at the measure tools, look at the home table, I could tell it that the home table is not sales, but is in fact key sales measures. And that will move it from sales into the key sales measures. So that's now sitting in here. I can now get rid of column 1 by right-clicking column 1, and I can delete it from the model. And this message comes up and I simply choose yes. Now the other sales measure is the sales rating. I want to move that out of sales and into the key sales measures table, which has now shifted itself to the top because the only thing it contains, and that's indicative by this little calculator, is a measure. And so it feels that it needs to be at the top. So I'm going to left click sales rating and change the home table to key sales measure, which moves that also into the key sales measures group. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to finish the sales analysis page. This here is in front of me because I'm sitting on a measure. Let's sit on something other than a measure, so this disappears. So I'm going to click on company. This then enables me to easily be able to click on this matrix, resize it so it's not so tall, and above it I actually want to put a slicer. So I'm going to click above it on a blank part of the report canvas. In my visualizations, I'm going to insert a slicer, and then as far as my fields go, I'm going to look at the product table and I'm going to add the category field to my slicer, which means that now I can resize my slicer knowing that it only needs to be that big. I could probably make this even a little bit taller. Just click on it and resize it. And so the whole idea now is that if I choose accessories, I'm only seeing the visuals for accessories or clothing or components, or if I click components again, I'm seeing everything again. Now the other thing I want to do is I actually want to add a text box and give this a title, so I might actually move this over, and I'm going to insert, on the home tab there's text box. So I'm going to put a text box here saying sales analysis just to complete this page. I'm going to make the font, highlight the text, make the font size 18 so it's a decent size, and then I'm just going to drag the handle so that the title's not so large, and so just really make this page finished by making everything fit so that we have a completed page with our matrix, our slicer, and our title. Excellent. I'm then going to save my Power BI file, and so that was creating a measures group, moving measures into it, and using those measures on a matrix on this page.